Keefer. The title of my presentation is Life or Death, Breaking the Chains of Addiction. The title of my essay means that you can allow the chains of addiction hold you down until the death takes you, or you can rise above the addiction, break the chains, and choose to live life and recover. By the end of my speech, the audience will be better informed on the realization of the cold, dark truth of how you only have two choices when you're an addict. Those choices are life and death. There is no in between. After reading the Relapse Prevention Counseling 2015, I learned substance use disorder SUDS represents a significant problem for affected individuals, families, and society. This disorder costs the United States of America billions of dollars a year. This results of crime costs related to work loss, health care, social services, medical, criminal justice, welfare, public assistance. North America has about 15% chance of developing a SUDS in the course of their lifetime. The prevalence rate for adults is 8%. In 2012, 22.2 million Americans ages 12 and up had a SUDS in the past year. Of those 22.8 million, 14.9 million had problems with alcohol and drugs. 2.8 million had problems with drugs. 4.5 million had problems with alcohol. For many people, SUDS is a chronic condition in which people relapse. And relapse is a common relapse prevention RP. And this was a phrase coined in the late 1970s by Dr. Alan Marlett to describe a model to provide an umbrella, a term for a set of cognitive behaviors, intervention strategies designed to reduce likelihood and severity of relapse. When you're a recovering drug addict, you are told to list all of your red flag triggers that cause you to want to use again. One of those first relapse preventions plans you should make is a list of people, places, and things that are strong triggers for your personality, the Cabin Group 2018. Once you have created that list, it will help you stay away from those red flag triggers. I can remember being told, once you figure out those red flag triggers, to stay away from them as much as possible. Truth be told, 6 years ago, my kid's father tested that theory on me. One of my red flag triggers was having a large amount of money in my hands. When I had a large amount of money on me, I wanted to use drugs. Instead of doing the things that I should have been doing that was important to me. He decided to give me a large amount of money to hold for him for a few days, knowing that I could possibly blow that money on drugs. He said, I believe and I got faith in you, that you won't spend that money on drugs, but instead do the right things. He said, money is material and is made every day. He said, but unfortunately, you're not material and you cannot be replaced. Environmental triggers, such as cash or things, that have somehow become associated with your using, also known as sensory triggers, that can combine with internal triggers such as emotional and thoughts. Hope Rehab 2018, having a large sum of money on me triggered me into getting my choice of drug, and eventually my kid's father helped me to overcome that. After my kid's father helped, I realized that day on that I had faith and believed in myself and that I changed the way I thought. I never blew his money again on drugs. I did the right thing with the money and gave it back to him. I learned that day to trust and believe and have faith in myself in order to overcome not just that one red flag trigger, but all of them. I have learned I have control over all my red flag triggers, and that I am around and reminded of those red flag triggers as a drug addict. The truth is, you can't run, you can't hide from them. You must learn to face them head on and learn ways to cope with your life. If you're determined to change with or without help, nothing in this world can stop you. Not even those red flag triggers that you face every day. Even when you're a recovering drug addict, the only thing that can stop you from changing and creating a better life is yourself, as well as yourself and as your loved ones that are affected by it. The red flag triggers that I once had as an addict, I keep around me to remind myself of where I used to be, how far I've come, and to remind me how strong of a woman that I really am. One of the most important things for a recovering addict and those around them to realize is that relapse doesn't mean failure, as long as they learn from their experience. American Addiction Center 2019, Dr. Alan Marlett 2015. There is a chance as a recovering drug addict that there will be in fact a possibility of having a relapse. But that doesn't mean we weren't changing our lives. We still improve and build our lives stronger for not ourselves, but our loved ones around us as well. If you're a recovering addict and you got a chance to help someone else who is an addict that is struggling, remember that you were once in their shoes at some point in time in your life. Reach your hand out to them and help them to save their life before it's too late. When you help an addict, remember that enabling them only helps fuel their addiction. So don't do it. That's not helping them, but instead encouraging them to use. Do not tolerate any bad behaviors from a drug addict, because once you do accept those bad behaviors, you're not only helping them, but encouraging them that those bad behaviors are acceptable. Make a difference, be a difference, and inspire others through your own advice and recovery. It's through your knowledge, through your living that life as an addict, that shows the real and true understanding, the real emotions that one can only relate to that. If I can save your mother, your father, your sister, your aunt, your brother, or your uncle from using or from death, then my life as a recovering drug addict was worth it all. This is dedicated to all the families who have lost someone due to addiction, all those who are still struggling with addiction, and those of us who are recovering addicts. This is in memory of my father who died June 2nd, 2018 of cancer, who also had an addiction for 40 years and chose to get clean on June 6, 2013 with me. As of June 6, 2019, he and we would have had 6 years clean. This isn't to inspire drug addicts that you can change. If you don't remember anything else from my video, please remember this conclusion. If you or someone you love is suffering from a drug addiction, do whatever it takes to help them recover. Not only is their life on the line, but their loved ones are affected as well. Saving someone's life, whether it's you or a recovering addict, is 1 in a million. Saving someone else's life is very meaningful. Remember that those red flag triggers are something that we face every day when we're in recovery. But that's just a reminder of what we used to be and not who we are now. You and only you have the choice to keep going down the path that you were going. Or you can build your life up and recover to save yourself. When you're a drug addict, you only have 2 choices. And those choices are life or death.